In the 1950s, everyone was afraid of the big bad Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers devoured opponents. They were pioneers and buccaneers. They played a long passing game that released fast raiding wingers, and their floodlit confrontations with the best in Europe captivated the nation.
Smith. Johnny Hancock's. Johnny Hancock's must score.
This week, they were all back again under the Molineux lights. The stars of yesteryear come to honour and be honoured at the start of a new era for Wolverhampton. They were recalling Wolves v Honved, Ferenc Puskás versus Billy Wright, played 39 years ago and still vivid in the memory.
The Hungarian champions Honved challenged Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Molineux ground, Wolverhampton. Nearly 60,000 watched the Wolves kick off. Straight away, they're attacking up the right wing, showing the courage that swept them to victory over Spartak.
I think it's one of those games that stick with you for the rest of your life. I mean, when you read in some of the manuals or some of the football books, 10 of the greatest games, and this is one of them. It must be one of them. And it was an honour to have played, isn't it? Yeah?
Makos leads the visitors upfield, but Williams is there. The Shorthouse takes up the running. The Hungarians seem to settle down first on the mud pie pitch.
I only remember it for a fantastic game. I remember it for sitting back in amazement at the way Honved played in the first half.
Budai, number 7, and Flowers give chase. The ball wraps Flowers' hand, and referee Griffiths awards a free kick to Hungary. Did he handle it or didn't he? No time to argue now, for Puskás takes the kick and Coxis heads it home.
Where were you when they scored their goals?
On the pitch somewhere. It was across, and Coxis was brilliant in the air. Absolutely brilliant. It was a counter for Puskás. Puskás got the skill with the shooting ability. Hidikuti pulled us away because of the deep line of the way he played. But Coxis was always on that far post, and if you hadn't got behind him or level with him, he always jumped at the right time.
The ball goes to Coxis. On to Makos. Billy Wright's in pursuit. 2-0 is the half-time score.
This particular game, I can assure you, that when we went in at half-time, I said to the players, now look, you go out and play the same as you played the first half, and I'll be well satisfied.
Wolves right back Stewart sets his team off once more. Now incident number 2 as Kovacs obstructs Hancock's in the penalty area. A penalty, says the ref, and Hancock's takes it.
How much do you remember of your 2 goals?
Well, I got 2 in 1 minute, you know, it can my memory a little bit, but yeah, the first one I headed, I believe. I think the cross came from the left wing.
Just coming up now into the Honved penalty area, squares in. Who's going to put it in? Swinburne! A goal! And Swinburne's got number 2. Here come Wolves again. Right through to Hancock. He shoots. He scored! He scored! He scored! Hancock has scored!
Actually, Wolves' winner was a second for Swinburne. But the error was pardonable. It was a night of almost unprecedented excitement. For this, remember, was only a year after England had been bewildered by Hungary at Wembley.
Let's have a look now at one of the most modern rooms in the Wolves, probably in British football today, and that's the physiotherapy room.
Wolves have rekindled that old intent to live with the best. Now, once again, the physio runs a treatment area equipped with all the latest aids to healing and recuperation. The workout room, where the players of the 50s toned their muscles and developed their strength, has been replaced by a state-of-the-art gymnasium. And all this in a now completely rebuilt stadium, the realisation of a long-cherished dream.
This is a model of the new ground, isn't it, Mr. Baker?
Yes.
What's the present capacity here at Molineux?
Roughly 55,000.
And what will the new ground hold then?
Just over 75,000.
But years passed, models gathered dust, and no plans were approved. The club's fortunes waned. Molineux was being choked by the weeds of despair. When Sir Jack Hayward bought control in 1990, it was on the point of being condemned. 3 years and £15 million later, Molineux has been transformed by his generosity.
This doesn't make business sense at all. My American friends, when it comes out that I own a football club, they all think it's like the Los Angeles Rams or the Atlanta Vikings or whatever they are, and they all, of course, make huge money. They swap hands for hundreds of millions of dollars, They all say, my God, that's fantastic. You're in a football club. How much money do you make? And I say, nothing. It's all going down the drain. And of course, you'll never recoup what's been put into this ground. And we'll just have to wipe the slate clean and then try and run it as a viable going proposition as a football club.
I think for Father it was the start of a dream come true, where obviously the team are not where we wanted to be yet, but this is part of the finish of the dream, and we wanted just to go on from here and hope this is the start of a great new era for Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club.
Sadly, the brave new world was not revealed with the brilliance intended. A power failure deprived the match of full floodlighting. It didn't spoil the celebration, though Honved, mindful of times past, were not averse to changing the script. His Van Vinci put them ahead on the half hour. But the niceties were preserved when David Kelly met Robbie Dennison's free kick and Andy Thompson followed up to equalise. One apiece at the end, it was the appropriate result for the occasion. This was party night. Everyone should go home happy. A time for presentations, for souvenirs and autographs, and the cementing of friendships. Time for a lap of honour for Sir Jack. And how many club principals enjoyed that? This was indeed a night when the Wolves lived up to Wolverhampton's motto. Not long ago, the liquidator loomed at Molineux' gates. Now he figures only in the club's theme tune. The glory days will never be forgotten, but on Tuesday night, the future looked good.